What's good, y'all? Welcome back. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? We're back with another NBA video. NBA Legends and Players Explain. How scary good prime Patrick Ewing was. You guys know I am a Knicks fan. Looking forward to this. I'm surprised I haven't done this yet, to be honest, but we are finna react to how scary good prime Patrick Ewing was. Shout out to that man, Young Gala. Let's go and get into it. Looking forward to this. Seeing how people, because I think Patrick Ewing is one of the most underrated centers of all time. We don't really hear about him when it comes to, Shaq, Hakeem, Wilt, Kareem, Bill Russell, and all the other centers in the history of the NBA. So we are finna react to it. David Robinson's. We are finna react to it. We are finna see what's talking about. Let's go and get started.
Hey man, it's your boy YG, aka Young Gala, and Patrick Ewing is one of the most underrated players of all time. And it's funny because he's the greatest
He should have won a ring. He should have won a ring, man. Yeah, he should have won a ring.
player ever to play for the Knicks, even though he never won a championship. But that just goes to show you how tough his competition was, because he had to go against the Chicago Bulls led by Michael Jordan, and when he finally get the chance to go to the finals, he had to go against the Houston Rockets led by Hakeem Olajuwon. I'm pretty sure Willis Reed and Walt Frazier would have a tough time winning a championship in that time too. And if Patrick Ewing would have had a superstar, or not even just a superstar, a guy that can put 20 to 25 points per game, he would have won at least one championship. And I know John Starks was a great player, but I'm talking about a guy that could put 20 to 25 points per game consistently. Just look at that 1994 NBA Finals. They forced the Houston Rockets to Game 7. All they needed was a guy that can score. So the fact that Patrick Ewing...
But I think Game 7, that was when John Starks probably had the worst possible moment to have a bad game. If I'm correct, I think Game 7, that was the game
was in an era with so many great centers like Shaq, David Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon, and still managed to be a top 10 center of all time. That just goes to show you that he's a legend. So anyways, man, we're gonna listen to NBA legends and players talk about how scary good prime Patrick Ewing was. But before we get straight into that, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for the culture so you won't be missing any of my videos. And let's get to the vid, man.
Had to go back all the way 84 to whip y'all ass.
We see this kid just blocking everything. You can't get the ball past him. Guy drives the basket, he blocks the shot. Guy shoots a jump shot, he blocks that too. They pass it to the weak side, he sprints over to the weak side and he blocks it. All he did was block every shot. I sort of said to myself, if we're in the same class, I got a lot of catching up to do.
Physically dominant, mean.
Oh,
shit. Block your shot and knock you down and stare at you. Everything he did had an aggressive tone to it.
He was Bill Russell, is what people say.
It was Hakeem Olajuwon or Patrick Ewing?
Well, first of all, I think Patrick Ewing is probably the most underrated of all the great centers because he didn't win the championship. But I will say this about him. That guy, he's a man.
Yeah. I agree with everyone here on the panel. I would go with Hakeem Olajuwon out of the two, but the guy that kept me up most nights because he was in our conference was Patrick Ewing. And not only because he was well coached under the Riley years, but you knew what you were getting defensively when the Knicks drafted Patrick. We knew he was going to protect the basket. But I think all of us would be a little bit shocked that he has over 25,000 points because he wasn't a scorer while he was at Georgetown. And the way he evolved offensively, yeah, he's not in the category of a Shaq or a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Hakeem Olajuwon. But you talk about one of the meanest guys to protect the paint. Patrick Ewing was that guy.
And you had so many memorable nights against that team. You talked about being in the same conference, but the Pacers and the Knicks, and it was you, and it was Starks, and it was Spike, and it was Patrick Ewing. And I imagine those matchups even ratchet up that meanness and that intensity even more.
But not only that, I don't think a lot of New Yorkers give Patrick Ewing the credit that he deserves. A lot of times he was the scapegoat, and it's unfair to him because this was one guy that brought 110% each and every night he took the floor. Yeah, he didn't win a championship, but it wasn't because of the lack of effort. And
okay, I wasn't live watching it, but I remember hearing about it, seeing highlights about it.
When you hear New Yorkers talk about Patrick and sometimes the misfortune and not winning the championship, I scratched my head because there's a lot of us on this panel because of the great Michael Jordan didn't win a lot of championships. and he just falls into that category.
You all right?
No.
What's it? You look like you're getting emotional.
Yeah,
Why you crying?
I just saw Patrick Ewing, man.
That's a real tear, too.
Yeah, that was Patrick Ewing.
Can we get a close-up on the tear? Yeah, can we zoom into that? That's real tears, ladies and gentlemen. That's not trickeration.
Are you saying not like the real
Get you a
abs?
tissue.
Like the real abs?
No, you know what? A lot of people when they talk about the greats, Patrick Ewing name never comes up, but I'm putting Patrick Ewing names in there as one of the greats. You know, he was a great competitor, even though he never won a championship.
Even at the time when you scream, "This is my house, get out."
Of course. Hey, listen. I watch a lot of karate movies, and in every karate movie, the student always had to kill the teacher to become the best. So, you know, even though Pat was better than me, I had to say that to psych myself out. But Pat was a great player, great competitor, did a lot, and, you know, I'm putting him as one of the top 5 centers.
If you're just joining us.
Who is your top 5 centers of all time? Let me know in the comment section. Who are your top 5 centers of all time? Put some respect on boy Patrick Ewing's name, man.
The New York Knicks, for their first pick, select Patrick Ewing.
I agree, that was so good. That frozen envelope, I think. Yeah.
Offensively, defensively, his presence just on the court.
He was, quote unquote, the savior. He was the guy that was going to bring this thing back to where it once was.
He had a lot of pressure on him to play for a championship.
Patrick Ewing.
Ewing.
You don't get the numbers unless you go and do it every night.
Right.
Patrick was a worker. He was a warrior.
We understood that he was our leader, and when you got a guy like that who puts it out there on the floor every single night, you can't help but listen to him.
He was the face of the franchise. He was an all-out warrior. We knew we could ride that horse all the way to the finish line.
Patrick liked to work. As soon as he stepped on the court, he's going to be drenched with sweat.
I'm a fierce competitor. We're always sweating and my game face is on. You know, I take the demeanor of this is my house and I'm gonna protect it.
I love Patrick Ewing. I love Patrick Ewing.
When you get a great center, I mean, you got a chance. When Patrick came to the Knicks, now you got a chance to have a unique player.
I don't think this team could beat our '86 team in Boston.
Larry, everybody's talking about the game.
That's just because Patrick Ewing's not a real center.
Tell me about the Harry and Larry show. Larry? The Harry and Larry show, so everybody just picked up on it.
I'm trying to pick his mind. You know, Larry is one of the best players that ever played the game, and I'm trying to pick his mind to see what he did to get himself there.
That's the story. Patrick said I could pick his mind. It took me 3 minutes. Now I get the chance to come back and start picking on mine.
He was a leader. I really didn't. I just started. He came and did his job. And said, "See you later."
Look at that man, Dog Rivers. God, young dog.
When I came here and saw that intensity, the fire, he's a leader.
Patrick Ewing.
Protected by Ewing. Patrick Ewing is answering the call defensively.
If you're the Knicks, you go right to Patrick Ewing.
Starks to Ewing for the slam.
PE crazy PE. A traditional center, young people, 7 foot tall, can play facing the basket, can turn over both shoulders, can protect the rim, double-figure rebounder, was a terrific star at Georgetown in college, was the face of the franchise of the New York Knicks for so very long. There are people walking the streets of New York City right now that have never seen the Knicks since Patrick Ewing played for them. Because really, that was the last time they were good. It shows you how dominant he was in their uniform.
Who's number one then, guys? Who's number one guy?
Lying.
If you had to take one,
eliminate
everybody.
So
he's number one guy.
David got one. Every center got one but Pat.
Ewing over Charles.
Charles is two. Pat, then
I would go.
Charles.
Ewing had better teams.
Yeah.
Ewing's team swept Charles' teams when he was in Philly. The early Ewing teams would beat.
Kenny, would you go Chuck or Neek? You said Chuck 2, Neek.
And then Neek 3 for me.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. And tell me, what is your favorite Patrick Ewing moment? So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and show us to the YG gang. And I'm out.
Hey, man. Woo. Your boy Patrick Ewing. One of the best Knicks of all time. One of the best Knicks of all time. You guys let me know. You guys comment down below. You guys start seeing reactions. And I'll see you guys later.